Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hi, I'm Dale Beaumont and welcome to Secrets Exposed. This is the show that takes you up close and personal with world-leading business experts. And our topic for this interview is how to put together a marketing plan for massive growth in your business. That coming up in just a moment. My special guest today is serial entrepreneur Sharon Tieman, and our topic for this interview is how to put together a marketing plan for massive growth in your business. I have really admired Sharon for a long time. She has developed a number of successful businesses, and her focus is really all around marketing. She even has the nickname Madam Marketing, and so we might start by saying welcome. And how did you get labelled with the name Madam Marketing?
Well, hi Dale, thank you for having me. I was working with a guy with a previous business. He was a promotions person, and he was really new to sort of working with the catering industry and the restaurant industry. And he was bringing Jamie Oliver out to Australia, and I was sort of bouncing ideas off him and how our business would work and how other businesses, just to sort of make some money and really make it pop. And he said to me, you know what, you're like the Madam of Marketing. And he goes, I'm going to call you Madam Marketing. And I just went, I laughed and I thought it was so funny. And it was a bit cheeky and a bit naughty, and that's me. So I loved it, and I went with it.
So why do you love marketing so much?
To be honest, I just find it really natural, and it makes no sense. I often try and explain it of how I do my marketing, and I think I try and explain it fairly well, but to me it's just natural, and I love doing it. I get a real buzz out of seeing the results, and to me marketing is the part where you make a sale really easy. So I want that point where the sales just come to you. You don't have to try too hard. It's not that foot in the door sort of sales. It's not, being pushy in any way. And so for me, marketing is making an easier sale. And that's
so what's your personal philosophy? You just explained that. You just touched on it.
Yeah, well, to me, marketing, an easier sale through better marketing. That's my personal philosophy. And
so the better you are at marketing, the easier it is at sales.
Yeah, so if the sales aren't coming easier, you haven't done your marketing correctly. And
right.
So let's tweak it and find out how the customers just come in the door, they ring up, you walk in the morning and there's internet orders everywhere. So where is that sweet spot that they're just coming in
So
easily?
marketing is just not about getting people's attention. You're saying it's going a step further and actually having people that are basically ready and wanting to buy.
To me, that's it. It's making it a sale easy for you. So yeah, and in all different elements of it. It's not just the leads. It's actually getting that sale in the door.
Now, you're an expert in this subject, but you also are an entrepreneur, and you've developed a number of different businesses, and you're in the trenches every day practicing what you preach, and that's what I love about you. So tell people, how did you get started in business, and tell us about some of the businesses that you have built over the last, say, 10 years.
Well, I suppose for me, I love applying the marketing. So that's where I get the buzz. I've done a little bit of consulting, but for me, it's the buzz is actually getting in there and doing it and seeing the results. So I grew up in a family that my parents were entrepreneurs. So I was, that was our kitchen or our dinner table conversation. And I remember Dad once saying to me when I first started in sales, and I was pretty good at sales, but he said to me, you'll get paid what you're worth when you start working for yourself. And being good at sales in someone else's company, and then when you go and work for yourself, that was such a harsh reality. And I think it was actually a bit cruel when you first start, because you don't get paid what you're worth when you first start in business. Well, not in my opinion. But it almost drove me. It drove me to go, well, if I'm not worth this, I'm worth a lot more, and I know I'm good at it. And it pushes you to get the results that you know you're worth, and also to set the bar a bit high for yourself.
So you had a business called Caterer's Warehouse. Tell us, what was that business? And you've got another business now, very traditional businesses, which is great. It's not some kind of fancy, techno thing that is really sexy and, everyone wants to know about.
That's right.
You're in catering equipment and also in blinds and shades. So
well, I know, and that's it. It's a turnkey operation. It's a business that were on the shop. There were shops that on street. So Caterer's Warehouse had 2 stores and an internet store that was Australia-wide. We ended up selling that, but to a multinational out of the UK that wanted to come into Australia and sort of start with a bang and start with a roll. So we sold that very successfully for a lot more than we bought it for, and they're doing really, really well now. But that was selling glassware and crockery and cutlery, chairs, all that sort of thing to the restaurant and catering industry.
So you don't need to necessarily have a super sexy product to apply your principles.
Well, and I think that's it to me. Like people say, you know, with our current business, we're selling blinds and shutters and awnings, and people say to me, oh, you're passionate about that sort of thing. And I'm passionate about business. Like that's me. I get the buzz out of seeing a successful business, a really great team, a happy team, a business where, as I said, I can see the marketing work. That's where my passion is. I do have an interest in interior design, and I love to see a beautiful home and a beautiful finish, and that's why we've developed a strategic alliance with an interior decorator. But yeah, that's my passion, is the business part of it.
Now, you've mentioned that marketing came natural to you.
Yes.
Do you believe that anybody can learn the skills around marketing? And specifically what we're talking about is how to develop a marketing plan. Do you believe that you can focus on it and get good at it?
I definitely believe that. So I think I've fine-tuned my skills, but to me it comes naturally, but it's something I love. So, you know, I would sit down and study marketing if I didn't even have to. So I always talk about, if you go into a bookshop, where are the books that you go to first? And for me, I'll go straight to the business section, and then I'll go looking for anything about marketing or someone that's done really well in marketing. So that's my passion. Definitely, a lot of marketing is just strategic and it's formulas. And with the different formats, you know, whether it be Facebook or Yellow Pages or, you know, SEO, there's a formula for all of it, and there's a formula that works for all of it. So you have to learn the formula for the different parts of the marketing that you're doing.
All right, so what we're going to talk about now is how to develop a marketing plan.
Sure.
Now, before we talk about why that's important and even how to actually set one up, just define it for us. What is a marketing plan? What does it look like? Is it a document? Is it something that sits on your computer? And what are some of the components? What goes in it?
Okay, so it should be easy to access, and for me, it's condensed. You have for me, I have a one page of the strategy that I'm going to put together, and normally the budget that I'm going to spend. So that's a one page of budget, and I set a certain budget, and then I pick it apart. So I work out what I'm going to do and why I'm going to do it. Because often you'll get 6 months into it and go, now, why did I say I was going to spend that on Facebook? And what was I hoping as the results would be? So, and you can sort of get lost in the everyday. And I see a lot of small business people do marketing as an ad hoc approach. So they're really, really busy, and then they wait until business gets quiet, and then they go, okay, what was that marketing plan? We're going to do Facebook advertising. That's right. They go back and they do it. So having the plan already in place and having strategies in place and it all systemised keeps your purpose, and you're also tracking it, so you're getting the results that way.
And when you do a marketing plan, is it a 12-month plan? Is it a 3-month plan, a 1-month plan? You know, how do you actually, you know, what time period are you looking at?
I normally do a 12-month plan, but I do have some big picture stuff. So, you know, I might sort of put in there something within 5 years. To be honest, I stay with 12 months though, because I'm finding, Jim and I have been in business for 21 years now, and I find the last 5 years, or even the last 3 years, are so much faster or moving faster than any other time we've been in business. And it's technology, and it's not incremental. So, you know, this year we'll do 10% next, you know, more than last year. Next year will be 10%. You can grow 100% and 1,000% in a year now, just with embracing technology and seizing opportunities and, you know, using the internet and all of those things. So you have to be up to date with marketing and what's going on.
And let's quickly talk about that, because you've been in business, as you said, for over 20 years. There was no Facebook, there was no YouTube, there was no SEO or any of these things, but you've decided not to ignore those things. You've decided to embrace them, and now they're a major part of your marketing mix. You know, why is it so important to stay on the cutting edge and stay up to date with technology?
Well, it's almost, you will be left behind if you don't. And I mean, you look at blinds and you think, well, what could you use that would make that any better? When we bought the business 5 years ago, they actually didn't have the internet connected. So that's 5 years ago. That's 2010. They had dial-up internet, and I remember we just bought the business, and I would say I'd be going to the Yellow Pages and looking things up and thinking, I can't remember the last time I got the Yellow Pages out. I'd just Google everything. And I'd say to them, I can't believe you don't have the internet connected. And they'd say, we just don't find we use it. And that's 5 years ago, and we had just sold a business that was had a national online store that made hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, as well as our other sort of freestanding stores. So it dumbfounded me that this business was going and still making a profit. Now, of course, that was one of the first things I did. Our business now is computerised with when we go into people's homes. So we have laptops and we have portable printers. So we do the quote with a Bluetooth measurer. We measure your window with a Bluetooth, connects through the computer, prints off a quote, give you the quote there and then. You know exactly what fabrics you're getting, you know when it's going to be due. Then you might go, okay, I'll go ahead. We have a portable merchant facility. You pay your credit card. That all gets synced back to the office. The office gets an email to say, these people want to go ahead. The office orders the stuff. So there's no, we do have hard copies, but there's no need for it. So that's all going. We've still got competitors that have got carbon copies and they lose them, or they'll say, I'll get back to you in a week, and then life takes over and they lose the quote and you don't get your quote for 3 months. And, so that's where we've had cases where customers have said, I've ordered off you, you've delivered it, I've paid you, and I just got the quote from the competitor. I said, well, there you go. 5 weeks later, the competitor's just coming in the quote, we've already delivered, got our money, moved on.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So by embracing technology, you're going to be saving time, you're going to be saving money, you're going to be having a whole bunch of people come over to you just because of how efficient you are and how you just make people's lives easier.
Well, people want it now. I think there's a theory about when people are watching The Block at the moment, they can't see why, well, I want the blind, I saw it in The Block, they made their bedroom in a week, why can't you make my blind in a week? And that's obviously not real. Well, they say it's reality, but it's not reality. But that was one of the things that Jim and I looked at. How can we get this product to our client faster? And we actually can make blinds in a week now. So we worked out the technology of how we could custom make, and it's exactly custom made for the client. And so we keep the most popular colours in stock. We keep the componentry in stock. We make sure that what we want to deliver in a week, we can always do.
Fantastic. So that's some tips around production. Getting back to marketing and developing a marketing plan.
Sure.
In a few moments, we'll talk about exactly what's in it and how to put it to actually get together. Why is it so important to have a marketing plan? What are the benefits that it's given you as the owner by having a marketing plan in place?
The biggest benefit is that you don't get sidetracked, because when you're in business, I would get easily 3 to 4 phone calls a day, people trying to sell me advertising. Now, whether it's SEO or the radio or the local newspaper.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.